G'day, Methodist Dave here, professional theologian and Bible teacher with our daily devotional for Monday, April 13th. We are at chapter 13 in the book of Proverbs. I'm going to read you verse 5 today. The righteous person will reject anything false, but the wicked person will act in shameful disgrace. Well, essentially, people believe what they want to hear. They listen to what they want to listen to. They read what they want to read. They watch what they want to watch. They see what they want to see. We will absorb ourselves with information, with resources that will validate our worldview. And that's just the way things are. Conservative people tend to look at conservative news outlets. Liberal people tend to look at liberal news outlets. And that's where each side gets their information, their data, their news from sources that validate their own preconceived opinions. Very few people really spend a lot of time discerning what it is that they are seeing and hearing. And one news outlet may put out a story that leans one way, and another news outlet leans another way. And the truth of the incident really kind of gets missed a little bit. And it's even worse when your main source of information, of news, of facts, is this beloved medium here of TikTok, YouTube, and various other social medias. If that's where you're getting your information from, it's a little dangerous. Aren't you doing the same thing? He says, yes, I am. But I challenge you to review the things that I say. I'm reading you a verse from the book of Proverbs, and I tell you, read it yourself, read the whole chapter in context, and I give you my email address, methodistdave@gmail.com, and you can clarify by asking me a question or even challenging me on something that I've said. I'm not beyond believing that I'm perfect. I'm a person who strives after wisdom. I strive after truth. And if I am misbelieving something, I'd like to know about it. I'd like to be able to verify it. And I think you should too. We've all seen these sovereign citizen videos. Somehow, someplace, somebody sees a YouTube video or finds this website that tells them you don't need a driver's license and you don't need insurance and you don't need to register your car, and you can declare yourself independent from the government and not be responsible to any of the laws or responsibilities. And there are people out there who are like buying into this big time, and it never works. Well, it almost never works. Sometimes when it does work, it's because the court's backed up. They don't have time for this. Just make it go away, and they'll dismiss charges. But no one has ever won in court that you don't need a driver's license. No one has ever, on these arguments that they make, no one's ever actually won anything like that. But people still buy into it. It's because they're hearing what they want to hear. I have already heard, and I'm watching the Artemis splashdown. Already, the tinfoil hat people are out there saying it was faked, that it really didn't land. It didn't really go into space. That was all staged. And, people have been doing that since the early moon landings when I was a kid. I watched the first splashdowns. I saw them back in the 70s, the Apollo missions. I remember watching them on TV live, watching the capsule come down and the astronauts getting picked up in the water. And, that was so incredible. And it's nice to see, that familiar cone shape capsule that splashed down with the Artemis. I remember that shape. The Apollo missions, that Apollo capsules. It's great. But people don't believe it. Silly, 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 silly. Be careful where you get your news from. Always strive to find out the truth. Don't take anyone's word for granted, not even mine. Always double check. And if you've got questions, contact me. Please hit the like, share, and subscribe. And until tomorrow, have a great day and be good to one another.